Hey, good morning. Welcome to Life Online. So, Louisville Slugger, for 100 years, more than that, they have been the number one manufacturer for baseball bats. Louisville, Kentucky. I love one of their core values. Bill Clark, who's the president of Louisville Sluggers, says one of the company's core values is to swim with the fish. No, it's anyway, the idea is the fishbowl, and what he does is he will take out with his leaders and he'll put a fishbowl right in the middle of the table, and he will remind them we may think we know the fish and we've observed the fish and think we understand what the fish are thinking, but he says there is nothing like getting into the fishbowl with the fish when you really start finding out what fish think. And bottom line is he uses that to talk about who are the fans, who are our customers, who's on the baseball team, and what's going on and what's their opinion. And what he says is this. He says that when we get walled in four-walled decision making, often we miss what's really happening with the grassroots. In fact, what he will say is when we make four-walled decisions, my observation is that 90% of the time we're wrong. We think we know our fish, but we really don't know them, and we waste a lot of time and money trying to recover. By the way, for all of us, we have been isolated, but we're coming back together again. I'll talk about that in a moment. But the Bible talks about how much we need one another. And in fact, Proverbs, which has the classic verses, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man listens to advice. Here's Proverbs 15:22. Without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed. So here's the idea. Clearly, we need to be surrounding ourselves with individuals to hear what others would speak and say into our lives. So in other words, don't live as an island. You can make a lot of foolish decisions. However, I also want to bring up this verse because this one's powerful too. Proverbs 13:20, whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. So here's the bottom line on this verse. Who are you surrounding yourself with, and what kind of wisdom and counsel are they giving you? You run with fools, you will be a fool. He best of all comes from James. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given him. In other words, even if we go to counselors, individuals that would be around us, to give us wise advice and wise opinions, there's nothing like humbling ourselves and running to God and saying, God, we need you for guidance, for direction. We need you to lead us in the path because you know what the future is. And by the way, it's why we're gathering in this coming weekend. Yes, we're reopening at Life Christian Fellowship for public gatherings, but it's going to be with prayer focus. I'm really excited about that. And our theme is This is God's House. And it arises from Isaiah 56. It'll be our theme chapter. Verse 7 says, for my house will be called a house of prayer for all nations. So I want to encourage you. It's time for you to get out of isolation, start moving. If you feel comfortable at all, if you've got some health risks, if you're not feeling the best, now's not the time to return. But we're opening the doors and we're encouraging the LCF family to gather back in this weekend, June 13th and 14th. We've got 4 prayer gatherings. Saturday, 5 o'clock, as well as later on at 8 o'clock. Sunday, 9, and then 11 a.m. Those are our normal Sunday celebration services. And by the way, these aren't going to be preaching services. We'll still put those online. So you can go to lcfconnect.com or catch us on Facebook for the Sunday celebration that will include the preaching of God's Word from Romans and a worship set. But in addition to that, we just would love for you to gather in because we feel that the first priority for us to reopen is that we acknowledge that God's house is a house of prayer for all nations. So it's our initial reopening phase, and this will be our schedule for the last 3 weekends in June. And we encourage you to sign up online at lcfconnect.com. There's a way that you can get and sign up that you'll be in attendance. It's you, if you've got family members that are coming with you, so we can help have some of this restriction that we still have on the amount of people that gather in. But we really look forward to being with you. We're going to call upon the Lord. He will hear us. Don't live life isolated, but instead it's time to get back with your brothers and sisters in the Lord and move forward with life. God bless you. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you this weekend.